here at Indian Creek Zoo, we have over 400 animals in over 80 different species. And one really unique feature about our zoo is that you can get wildly close to all the animals in our care. So when you visit, you'll get to feed a lot of the animals, get to see them up close and learn so much more. It's such a gem in Lambertville, Michigan, where a lot of families come through and learn so much about our animals.
Okay, so here we're with 13, I call them baby gators, but they're probably not baby as many people would think. They're probably around 5 to 6 years old. We also have 2 larger gators, but these gators, when I first started working with them, as soon as I would walk into the fence, into their enclosure, they would all run away from me. And that's not necessary. I want them to trust me. So I started training them, and you'll see me teaching them to touch their nose to a target stick. But what I do, because I've trained them so well and paired what I'm asking with some yummy treats, which happens to be meatballs, now when they hear my voice, they all run to the gate versus running away from the gate. So that causes a problem, so I can't get in if there's 13 baby gators sitting at the gate. So Jamie usually goes to the gate and opens it after I go to the other part of the enclosure and I start throwing meatballs into the pond. When I start doing that, they all run to the pond. Now I can get in. So when we first arrived, they heard my voice and they started running to the, 2 of them ran to the pond. That means I can see it starting to work. That's exactly what I want. And then you'll see me, I teach almost every animal here at Indian Creek Zoo how to touch their nose to a target stick, meaning they have to touch their nose to the end of this stick, because if they do that, I don't have to tell them where I don't want them to be, and you'll see that I use this target stick and put it back over the water, and it lets them, they know, oh, you want me back in the water. So some cool facts about gators. The smaller gators are usually faster, agile, they're quicker to move. The warmer the temperature, the more they'll move. So when I'm training out here at Indian Creek Zoo, a lot of times I look to see if the sun is out, what's the temperature. When it starts going under 75, 70 degrees, they move slower, if I get any action from them at all. But hot days like today, I know they're gonna move. And you'll see here how they started coming to my voice. Something else. Alligators make 7 different sounds, and if you ask me what they are, I won't know exactly what they are, but a lot of times there's one where they make a Did you guys hear that? They're usually excited. You'll hear a hiss. That's usually they're telling me they're not comfortable with how close I'm getting to them, or they will hiss at another gator as it gets close, or as it gets close to it while I'm feeding it. Also, they do a bellow, which I have not heard these guys do, but I heard they do it early in the morning. And then if you come out here at night, you'll see all red glowing eyes from the pond. Those are the gators. Another cool fact about gators, they have what's called a strike zone, and I will use this when I first start training a gator. So a strike zone is from here to here. Anywhere from here in this area, I'm going to give you an example, but if I put the stick down right there next to him, you'll see him automatically just go for it. If I drop a meatball right there, they go for it. So if I'm in the beginning stages of training a gator and it's coming at me and I want it to stop, I will throw a meatball right in its strike zone. So that way I don't have to use something the gator doesn't like to tell it to stop. But that's the cool thing about using the target stick, is because if it's coming at me and it already knows the target stick, I can teach it, now turn to your right. So that points the gator's face away from me. So I love training all animals, but I specifically love training animals that people have a misunderstanding about, like turkey vultures are ugly, or fish can't learn, or alligators are scary. That's where I jump in and say, that's not true. And my training helps people appreciate the gators. So something else about gators, you'll see these little freckles all around the outside of their jaws. Those are called ISOs, integumentary sensory organs. They pick up on every little vibration in the ground, in the water. So that's why when you see me throwing meatballs in the water, if I want that particular gator to have it, I will throw it right in its strike zone. So if you were to go in here and start mowing the grass right now, they would react to that, not because they're seeing it, because they feel that on the ground. So those are just a couple of cool facts about gators. So this is Kooky and Monster are laughing kookaburras, and they're called laughing because of the sound they make. I'll get them to make their sound. They're in, did I say they're from Australia? And they're in the kingfisher family, and you can tell that by the shape of their beak. They're fabulous hunters. They have a great eye, and if you see them when they look like they look down from the side, they're usually watching a movement of a bug or rodents. So they eat snakes, lizards, bugs, rodents, scrambled eggs. So their favorite that I'm gonna feed them today is scrambled eggs. Yeah, they dive into the water. They don't eat fish. Anything extra, I'm sure there's a lot of really cool things about them, but I'm just their trainer. So I can tell you all about their training, and I can show you their training. So we get them both to fly to our hand on cue. Monster tends to fly when he sees the food, he's just gonna fly to you. They have very sharp beaks. Oh, here's a really cool kingfisher or kookaburra fact. When they get their prey, if it's still alive, you'll see them, they grab it in their beak and then they take their beak and slam it. And now that's how they get their prey to stop moving.